Hello everybody and welcome to another All About Dota production. My name is Legion170 and I'm here to present to you guys this week 2 matchup on PST Friday in the RD2L Season 4 between Give Techies and Much Rush 40. Now if you remember back a week ago, we watched Much Rush 40 go up against the Mighty Meepos and fall too short. Even with the heroics of Tango Wango on the Timbersaw, and so we're going to jump in with them again this week and watch them play Give Techies. Both teams, unfortunately, not able to capitalize on any kind of win, both going 0-2 last week, and both looking to turn their fortunes around as we head further into this RD2L season. So, with all that said, the first ban phase is completed, the first pick is almost on its way, so let's go ahead and flip into the draft. And we see some very familiar faces, the Invoker, the Lycan, and the Ancient Apparition, even with nerfs, even though that nerf was fairly slight to Ancient Apparition, and also to Invoker. Things that we talked about a little bit last week. Both very popular bans still. Invoker, a little bit surprising of a ban for Give Techies, being is that Half Past Time has played the Invoker 153 times, but still not a hero that you want to let slip through, so maybe they just have something different in mind for him this game. On the side of Much Rush 40, Lycan always a good ban, especially against Give Techies, who have a couple players that can play the Lycan to a high level. The Centaur Warrunner is the first pickup from Give Techies. A little bit of an odd first pickup, but I mean, I guess if you know what you want and you know that you like the Centaur Warrunner, I guess you could pick him up here. You're not going to give away a whole lot with your draft. Not really seeming like the kind of frontline pickup that I need, that I absolutely have to need, but you know what? Hey, they got him. Vengeful Spirit and Wind Ranger, picked up by Much Rush 40. I like both heroes. Again, I don't know that either one is really a first pick type of hero, but I mean, I guess this is good draft strategy. You're picking up those support heroes. It's not really going to give a whole lot away about your draft. Vengeful Spirit, you could be going minus armor with that. Wind Ranger could be offlane or support, so multiple things that you could be doing. Darkseer actually picked up by Give Techies, so two offlane heroes here. Potentially the Darkseer to go into the jungle. So some different things that you could do with that. I like this because it complicates the draft a little bit for Much Rush. Doesn't really give them a great idea into what's going on. Centaur Warrunner, you know, he could go to the off lane, but he could also be played as more of an in-lane support for that top lane as well, just depending on what they want to do. If they want to go aggro, Centaur Warrunner, a great addition to an aggro tri-lane. So neither team really giving a whole lot away in their draft. Shadow Demon's actually banned out by Give Techies. A little bit interesting. I know that Shadow Demon has proven to be a very powerful hero in some of these newer pro matches, and I don't disagree. I think he's a very strong hero. What I think Shadow Demon is, though, is limited by skill. He's one of those heroes where he could do really good things, but if you miss time by a fraction of a second, or if you miscommunicate just a tiny bit, Shadow Demon can really mess things up. So, an interesting ban there, and followed by another interesting ban by Much Rush 40, banning out the Sven. Not really certain. Maybe they've seen this lineup or this type of lineup from Give Techies before. I don't know. I'm looking through my research, and nobody's got a top 5 Sven here player on Give Techies. Nobody's top 5 with Sven, but maybe he's, I don't know, maybe they know something I didn't find. Next banned out by Give Techies, not a bad ban ever. I think the Lifestealer is one of those heroes that can be good in any lineup, especially if he's got the initiation of the Vengeful Spirit. You know, you throw him in a Vengeful and swap into somewhere, and you've got Havoc already. Luna banned out by Much Rush 40. I have sung the praises of Luna for far too long. -4 agility at the beginning of the game, while is a bit of a nerf, is not enough to take her out of the meta completely. Still one of the stronger, or potentially strongest, mid to late game carries in the game. So a good ban there as well.
10 seconds.
Tyler's taking his time with this next pick, trying to figure out what he wants to give away or what he wants to take. I'm not sure which. Both teams seem to be playing a little stealthily with it. And they're going to go into their bonus time here. Game 1 here is actually a pretty important match in my mind. I think with both teams coming off of a loss, both wanting to prove that they can do something, that they're both going to be a little hungry and maybe a little desperate for a win. So interesting to see where they go here. Witch Doctor is the pickup, so almost definitely an off-lane Windrunner. I'm going to call her Windrunner because that's what she is. Almost definitely an off-lane Windrunner. Unless they're going to go core, which would be odd. Not unheard of, but odd. My guess is the Vengeful Witch Doctor are going to be in a tri-lane of some sort with the Windrunner, whatever, Wind Person, in that alternate lane. Bastille, or actually Bastille's not. He's the captain, but he's not drafting. Thradicor is. And the Viper is the pickup here. Viper is one of, if not the strongest mid lane hero in the game. I've said that many, many times, so if you watch the casts, you will know my feelings on the Viper. A little bit of a lull time here. I don't really have a whole lot to say about these so far. I mean, both teams still not giving a ton away here. I mean, we know who the offlaner is for Much Rush 40, or you could take a guess. We know who the mid hero is for Techies.
Reserve time.
Dipping into the reserve time here once more is Xylem. It's got to be probably a carry or a mid here. And it's just, I think that the mid is probably the better pick that you want to make, because you're going to be able to choose who you want to go up against this Viper. Who do you feel is going to work up against the Viper the most? Or who is your mid hero most comfortable playing against him? And it looks like Tango Wango played mid in one match last week with Tinker. Went 2-0-3, so he played pretty well in that mid lane. Not seeing in my notes here who played that mid lane in the other game. Oh, I'm Extra Bored did. He played with the Ember, went 2-6-3. Had kind of a rough game. Tough to get anything going. Forget who he was up against in that mid lane. If I can find it here. It looks like that he was up against... I'm not sure. Oh, he was up against the Alchemist. That's right. Yeah, he was up against the Alchemist because we talked about how that poison would kind of burn down Ember, and it really, I mean, it really did. It worked really well. You know, between the poison and that stun, they were able to nuke him down really well and keep him in check. The Weaver actually the pick up here for Much Rush 40. Great hero is the Weaver. A lot of harass with the Shikuchi, a lot of evasion with the time lapse, and ability to weave in and out of traffic and cause a lot of havoc. That's probably going to be their carry, I would imagine. I mean, it's probably going to be sort of an aggressive tri-lane. That would be what I would guess, is to see the Windrunner head off towards the easy lane. Maybe play more of a semi-carry-ish role with the additional farm that she's going to be able to pull down there. And then have the Vengeful, the Witch Doctor, and the Weaver go top and really be aggressive with the Magic Missile into like a Maledict and the Shikuchi for chase down. They're going to be able to do a lot of damage to heroes and potentially get a quick first blood. Give Techies now. Take a little bit of time with this. Probably going to be some kind of support. I mean, they don't really have a whole lot right now. So I would imagine support first and then carry. Potentially a Doom pickup here. I could see that working really well against all of these heroes, but especially the Weaver. Especially if you can get that Doom off before... Oh, and actually it's a Wraith King. I really love the Wraith King. I think that he's, especially with the buff that just came out with him in 6.81, in which his his Mortal Strike got upped to 300% critical strike damage. I think, especially with that addition and the slow on his ult, I think those are really positive additions that are going to lead you to see him more and more, not only in the pubs and RD2L, but also in the pro scene as well. I think that he lends himself really well to being aggressive, so I would look to see a Wraith King Centaur, someone else aggressive tri-lane coming out here, and Much Rush is thinking the same thing, banning out the Lion. A good hero with a lot of setup, those 2 stuns, and the burst ult. I don't know, but that might be what they're going to go here. I think Give Techies could look to pick up some kind of, I think a Rubik would work. There's a lot of nice ults to be stolen there. Also, Master Boyle, which this should be pointed out. Oh, never mind. He's banned already. But Master Boyle, I still want to point this out because this is amazing to me. Master Boyle has played the Ancient Apparition 579 times. So, if Ancient Apparition isn't a great ban normally, against Master Boyle, he is always a great ban, I think. But I think Rubik would be a good pickup here. Thrakador plays him a little bit. He's in his top 5 for heroes played. I Am Nobody also in the top 5 there. So I think Rubik would be a really great pickup here to go into that aggressive tri-lane for Much Rush. You know, they've got the Vengeful Spirit, who's going to be played by Praxis, almost guaranteed. He played him twice, or her twice last game. Sylem's hero is this one here. I could see... Oh, actually, Sylem could be the Witch Doctor, because he played Witch Doctor at 5-6-4 in one of the matches last week. And Tidehunter is actually the pickup, so maybe gonna mix things up a little bit. Maybe Praxis on the Tidehunter. He's the only one I see here with a top 10 Tidehunter on the team, and he's actually played him 36 times to a 78% win rate. So maybe a Praxis Tide, Asylum, Witch Doctor. Where are they going to send mid here? Windrunner mid?
Seconds to go.
I'm not sure. This is interesting.
5
Very, very
seconds.
interesting. They actually have 4 heroes, or 4 players that can play the Windrunner. So the Gyrocopter is actually the pickup here. Not what I would expect, so probably a support Wraith King coming out here from Give Techies. And I've seen that before. I don't know that I agree with that, but I've seen it before. And I'm extra bored, actually, is going to pick up the Tidehunter, so interesting. Game of Thrones going to be playing the Weaver, Sylem on the Witch Doctor, Engo Wango on the Windrunner, and Neodend. So interesting lineups here. I'm not really 100% certain. I thought that I had a pretty good idea of what each player on the Radiant side anyway, what role they played, but apparently not. On the Dire side here, let's go ahead and do some introductions, and we've got Bastille playing the Darkseer. Oh, that's terrible. You can't see anything there. Bastille playing the Darkseer. Gyrocopter. Okay, I'm just going to get out of that because you can't see anything. Thradakor on the Gyro. Master Boyle on the Wraith King. I Am Nobody on the Centaur, and Half Past Time on the Viper. Meanwhile, you've got Game of Thrones on the Weaver, Neonend on the Vengeful Spirit, Sylem on the Witch Doctor, Tango Wango on the Windrunner mid, and I'm extra bored going solo offlane with the Tidehunter. So, interesting stuff here. And MR40 actually has they've got observers and sentries and a dust, so they're going to come up here and see if they can meet anybody. Half past time, floating that way, looking for the rune. There's a dust on Master Boyle, and nobody's got the wards. Bastille's actually going to be this solo safe lane, so it's going to be a tough lane for I'm extra bored with that Ion Shell. He's not really going to be able to combat that really well. Tango Wing is going to have a tough time with Viper. And they're actually looking to smoke maybe and loop around, but they're not going to find anybody. And actually, the Dire team has smoked up. They've got 4 running through the forest here, and they're going to run into MR40. MR40's wrapping around. Oh, they're pinged out. They can see them now. The smoke has broken. They're running like heck. No paralyzing cast yet. They're diving behind the tower for protection, and nothing going to happen out of that. So, a nice try, a little bit of an unfortunate path there by Give Techies as Viper heads down towards the mid lane. So I'm thinking that most of the action's going to come down here in this tri lane, but with that Viper mid, it's always possible that something crazy could happen. So we will try to keep a close eye on the minimap, as I am alone again tonight. Solo casting, not my favorite thing to do, but here we are. And I'm extra bored actually taking a little bit of early harassment damage from that ion shell, and that's exactly what I was thinking earlier. He's not going to be able to deal with that at all. Bastille is going to have just himself a heck of a time there. There's already a sentry ward down here in this lane. It's only a matter of time before MR40 realizes this and they had to throw a counter ward down, I'm sure, but still good warding beginning. Game of Thrones actually taking a ton of damage here. He's going to have to eat some trees, get his health back up. And Tango Wango is having his way mid, 7-3 right now. Doing really well against the Viper, who's only 2-1. But after last week's performance, really not too surprised by Tango Wango and his impressive playstyle, which I'm sure other people will make fun of me because I praised the heck out of Tango Wango last week as well. And actually, Game of Thrones here going in on Redacor, but he's stunned up, and now they're going to realize that there's a sentry ward here. Silem's going to chase after here, but Master Boyle stunned up by Neonin. Now it's auto attacks coming out from the Witch Doctor and from the Weaver, and Master Boyle's going to go down. First blood drawn by Silem. And I Am Nobody is very low as well, so he's going to have to pull back again. So Game of Thrones got really low there thanks to this observer, and he was just at the very edge of that. He was like right here taking some damage from that site. So good site, just not able to quite finish the job thanks to Shikuchi. That's the power of Weaver right there. You get him low, you still can't kill him. And they're actually going to drop a ward right there, and as long as Neodend has been paying attention to that minimap, he's going to have seen that. And Cass comes out here on Thredekor, and he's going to get stunned now, Maldicted up. He's going to take some damage now. He's going to throw out the Rocket Barrage. He's going to go down. Game of Thrones is going low as well. Game of Thrones trying to run away here. He's going to have to Shikuchi. Shikuchi's back into I Am Nobody, into the site though, and then back up and away. Now they throw down a sentry because now they finally realize that there's something here, but oh my goodness, that does not get any closer to the range of that. That was literally on that line. Look at that. That is amazing. Amazingly lucky ward placement there. Amazingly lucky ward placement there. Wow. And it's 3-0. Thredekor wants to go around, but there's a ward there, and I think they pinged it out. Somebody pinged it out. I wasn't quite able to catch out what color that ping was. Screen comes out for the Vengeful to let them know that they know they're there. And while all this action is going on here towards this bottom lane, Windrunner is 19-7 mid. Viper has managed to battle back, 12-2 now, so not having a bad time at all, really. Up top here, Bastille's 10-1, and he's got Tidehunter so low. So all lanes are doing pretty decently. It's kind of interesting. These tri-lanes are both doing a pretty good job of denying each other creep farm, but Game of Thrones found himself 3 assists, Silem's found himself 2 kills, and Neodent's found him 1. So they're pretty rich as far as things go right now.
Radiant's top tower is under
Tango Wango actually just bottle up a haste rune, heading back towards this mid lane here. I don't know if he's going to want to try to do anything. He's going to channel a power shot and hit half-past time. He's going to then turn and try to harass, but the wind run just going to negate that. Kind of an expensive way to avoid 2 auto attacks, but oh, and Thredekor is actually in some trouble again. Takes the stun, takes another stun, and Maldict, and yeah, he's going to get down. It's just a matter of time before that takes off. Game of Thrones maybe in a little trouble, but Shikuchi's away. Silem on a killing spree here. Weaver's going to turn around now on Master Boyle, and they're going to have to run away because they're really low and no mana at all. So this tri-lane going really well for Game of Thrones and MR40, or really well for Silem. Silem's got boots already, and 800 gold, and some observers, and he's smoking a TP just for the heck of it as well. Tango Wango's managed to pick up phase boots. Half-past time's got gold, but not probably saving for a mech, I would imagine. There's something coming out on the curry here. Potion and a clarity going for Master Boyle. Thredekor's just not able to find anything here. I mean, this is the problem. This is my big problem. You know, Gyrocopter was the last pick, and I didn't have a whole lot of time to expound on why I don't think it's a very good pick. But in a nutshell, Gyrocopter requires so much farm to be effective, and he is getting nothing here. He is not the ideal hero for an aggressive tri-lane, I don't think. I mean, you need somebody that can dish out the pain and dish it out fairly early, and he's got 53 base. I mean, right now even. He's level 4 and he's got 56 damage. Not a ton of damage to be done there, and his Black is not going to be super effective at this point in the game, just because of the nerfs that has been given earlier on, and I don't know. Just not a good fit to go in with these two melees. I know they needed a little bit of range, but I thought a range support would have worked so much better. But while I'm yakking up here, Xylem and Neonend, they're smoked up, and they're heading towards this top lane, and they're going to try to give this Tidehunter a little bit of a reprieve as they're coming around on Bastille. Here comes Xylem. He's going to just look at him, throws out the stun now. Here comes the slow. Now another stun, and he goes down to I'm Extra Board. So I'm Extra Board's been having a little bit of a rough time, but able to capitalize on that kill here. And now here come the tri-lane. They realize that Game of Thrones is all by himself until, nope, Xylem is going to TP right into the middle of things. He has no mana, though. So the TP able to scare him back enough, I think. I Am Nobody has a sentry, so they were definitely thinking about going. I just don't think they would have been able to get him even with that sentry ward. Double damage activated on Tanguengo, and he's going to use it to do a little bit of last hit and denying. 35 and 13 right now. Like I said in the draft, definitely going to be more of a semi-carry / core Windrunner build. Not going to really need a ton of support. They definitely need some more damage. Weaver's going to provide some, and they're going to have the physical damage of Witch Doctor's ultimate and the magical damage of, you know, the Windrunner, or not the Windrunner, the Vengeful Spirit stun and the Tidehunter ult, but probably going to want a little bit more. The nice thing is that Vengeful Spirit aura is going to do wonders for this team. Just absolute wonders. And Weaver's actually got his Ring of Health already, and enough to buy his Voidstone, so he could buy up his Perseverance here. Just needs to send the courier to go get it, or go get it himself. So 8 minutes in, we're 5-0 in favor of MR40. Things looking really good for them right now. And actually, Give Techie's going to rotate into the forest a little bit, but nothing to be found there. Game of Throws pings out. He wants to go in. He runs in with a Shikuchi. Here comes the stun now on Master Boy and Theraticor. The Maledict comes out, taking some damage here. Are both heroes. Game of Throws going to Shikuchi around here. Eventual screen comes in. There goes Master Boyle. Theraticor gets a stun here. He's probably going to go down too. Yes, he does. That's a kill for the Vengeful and a kill for the Witch Doctor and another kill for the Vengeful Spirit there. So now 8-0. Wraith King automatically buys back. I don't know if that's like a rage buyback or if that's a GG buyback or what, but he bought back for some reason, and here comes Theraticor. Centaur TP in here as well, so I don't know if they think that, hey, their spells are down, we can kill them or what, but whatever they're thinking, it's not true, because now the Witch Doctor ultimate is up, his cask is up, Game of Thrones ult's up, he's got, oh, and here comes the cask, it's going to stun nobody. Bounces away harmlessly. I'm Nobody now to Maledict it up and taking some damage. Game of Throws tries to run in there but takes a bunch of damage. And this Maledict actually might, yep, it does. Picks off Xylem there, so 9-0 now, and all these kills coming in this aggressive versus defensive tri-lane, and the defensive tri-lane is actually being incredibly more aggressive. Almost one of those things where, like, I'm afraid to move the camera away to see how everybody else is doing, just because it's been so crazy down there. Windrunner's got 1,700 gold. Not sure what she's saving up for, but it'll be interesting to find out. Maybe trying to go for Aghanims to pick up some kind of orb effect, or maybe just going straight for the sheep stick. I mean, got the gold. Why not? Half-past time. Definitely going to go that mech. Not a whole lot of gold to speak of right now, but the courier's heading that way, and it's got a buckler on it, so pretty well on his way to getting that. Master Boyle has retreated up into this top lane and has decided to just start pulling. Try to help Bastille keep the lane in check and get himself some levels. I'm Extra Board. Doing alright, pretty alright here. Looks to be going... I guess he's going to go the mechanism here for these guys. Maybe going pipe, but he's going to have a headdress relatively soon, as long as the courier delivers it. So, some interesting selections going on here. 2,100 gold up on Tango Wango now. Still nothing to buy. You know, as long as you're not dying with that Windrunner, you can pretty much do whatever you want. Some harass damage here going on. I am nobody stunned up by the Vengeful Spirit. They're not going to be able to do much to him, though. But actually, a Blink Dagger picked up by Tango Wango. So, interesting aggressive pick here. And Bastille and Master Boyle are going to dive up on an extra board. And here comes the Tango Wango TP in. Oh, and as I do that, I move away from a Weaver dive on the kill. And Master Boyle is going to be picked up here, though. 2 kills.
Top tower is under siege.
I missed one, but one was happening while I did it, so I don't feel that bad. And here goes Stratacore as well, so they're just going to dive this tower now. This is not looking good for Give Techies as we pull up the grass for the first time, and about 5,000 experience lead for MR40 and about 5,000 gold lead as well. So a very good beginning game here advantage. 5,000 gold in 12 minutes for this Radiant team. Like I said, I really feel that this first game is important because both teams did lose their matchups last week. And so, if you win, you're guaranteeing yourself that you're getting onto the board. You're at least getting tie points. But if also gives you some momentum, I think, to go into the next game. I think that there's a mental aspect to Dota, just like there's a mental aspect to any kind of sport where, you know, you get down and then it's, oh my gosh, my back's against the wall, I have to do something. And sometimes that's really well. Some teams play very well with their backs against the wall, but other teams press a little bit and try to do things that they're not great at doing, and that could be a disadvantage. I'm not sure if that's what Give Techies are. I don't know what kind of team they are with their backs against the wall, but in general, I think it's a disadvantage. MR40 is going to smoke up. They're going to go for this Weaver here, and a Blink comes in on the Tango Wango. He's going to shackle up half past time with that creep, so amazing job there. Here comes the Maledict, and a lot of damage being done to him, and he's going to fall. He tanked a lot of that up, and Bastille actually comes in with the vacuum, then just has to run away because not much he can do there. So Tango Wango electing not even to go his ultimate at all here. Half past time, doing a little all chat. So that Blink Dagger paying off already, able to put himself into the perfect position to get a good shackle off on the Viper. Let's go ahead and flip over to net worth, and we can see that 2 of the Radiant heroes, to nobody's surprise really, are at the top of the net worth chart. Tango Wango, and now 3 of them are. So Tango Wango sitting at the top with 5,300, 4,900 coming out from the Weaver, and 4,000 coming out from the Tidehunter, who is definitely going a mechanism. So Tango Wango going Blink Dagger and on the Windrunner, and I'm extra board going mech on the Tidehunter. A little bit of a role reversal there, I think. But you know what? If you are your team's best player, which no offense to anybody on MR40, but I think Tango Wango is, then you get whatever you need to get to be aggressive. And he's actually picks up 2 robes of the Magi, so my guess here would be that he is going to go for an Orchid next, which would fit those 2 robe of the Magi. And they actually pinged out that they saw him with their ward placement that he went Viz. They're going to go up here and hide. They don't have any detection, so can't really do much. Ping out that they need to defend their tower. Meanwhile, bottom here, half past time is duking it out with Game of Thrones now, who's got Perseverance up. Oh, and actually there's going to be a fight here, and Master Boyle's going to go down to a couple stuns. Bastille's going to run away. Call down comes out. He's maledicted up, so he's going to fall as well to Tango Wango. Double kill on Tango Wango. Throws out the shackle. Doesn't lash on anything, but a stun comes out from the Vengeful Spirit. Now he's taking a ton of damage, and Power Shot pulls off the triple kill there for Tango Wango. So 16-0 now in 15 minutes. Look at the XP graph again. We're up to 10,000 and up to 7,500 gold as well. This thing is getting way out of hand here, and the only thing I think keeping Give Techies from tapping out of this right now is the fact that they still have 5 of their outer towers, now 4 of their outer towers up, but that's not going to be around for too much longer either, because I'm extra board is pushing that really hard. It's going to be deniable, so one way or the other, that's going to go down. Actually, is he going to turn and try to deny this? Because he's not going to kill this in time. Oh, yep, he is. Well, they actually fortified as well. So fortifying their structures there, I hope that's just to save mid before so Viper can get there, but it's not going to do anything. He's going to deny that tower, and this tower is going to fall. Call down comes up now. Bastille's TPing in. Game of Thrones taking a lot of damage. He's going to Shikuchi out. I'm Extra Board does have an ultimate. Shackle Shot goes in on Bastille but doesn't lash. Stuns bouncing around in between them. Tower goes down. I'm Extra Board gets stunned up. Looks like he was trying to ultimate. He would have gotten like 4 of them as well. He's still looking for one, and he's going to pick up 3. Great there. Shackle Shot on Thradicor does not hit. Master Boil goes down. Wall comes out. Tango Wango is unstoppable. I'm Extra Board with a double kill here. Half-fast time's going to go down as well. So is Bastille, and it's a full team wipe for MR40, losing only Xylem in the return. So Xylem 5-1 and 11 on his Witch Doctor, pulling off the complete team wipe there. And there's the tap out. GG, well played, comes out from Give Techies. 21-1 in 16 minutes, 12,000 experience, almost 14,000 gold, and MR40 taking a decisive game 1 here under the fantastic play. You know, and Tango Wango didn't play bad, but I have to say that Xylem and Neonend and the Game of Throws, they played phenomenally in that tri-lane and really took control of this game from the very beginning. So props to them for taking this game 1. We will be back with game 2 in just a couple of moments. Stay tuned. This is All About Dota. I am Legion 170, and we are having ourselves a great time. So grab a beverage, settle in, and we'll be back with game 2 in a little bit.
Jimmy's in the back with a pocket of high. If you listen close, you can hear him cry. Oh Lord, heaven knows we belong way down below. Sing it.